So hi guys, in this video we are going to discuss about pupillary light reflex. Pupillary light reflex. So pupillary light reflex is basically when light is shown in the eye, uh, when light is shown in the eye, uh, the pupils constrict. It is of two types. Two types basically are direct and consensual. So what I mean by direct and consensual is, so when let's say this is a light source and this is eye and this is pupil. So when light is shown into this eye, the pupil of this eye constricts. This is known as direct pupillary light reflex, and uh, the other eye in which the light is not shown, it also constricts. This is known as consensual light pupillary light reflex. So this is pupillary light reflex. We have previously seen visual pathway. In this video we are going to see pupillary light reflex pathway. It is basically a lot same as visual pathway. At least at the beginning it is very similar as visual pathway. If you haven't watched that video, please watch the video about the visual pathway so that you can understand this better. So in the pupillary light reflex pathway, so if this is eye and this is the, let's say, so if this is eye and we know if this is retina, the fibers on the inside are nasal fibers and the fibers on this side is temporal fibers, and the temporal fibers, they do not cross, but the nasal fibers cross at the optic chiasma, and when they cross at the optic chiasma, so let me draw the diagram so that I can explain it better. So let's say this is an eye and these are nasal fibers, these are temporal fibers, and this is optic nerve. So optic nerve is basically formed from the ganglion cells. As we know, there are ganglion cells, rod cells, bipolar cells and ganglion cells. So these are axons of ganglion cells which are basically continue as retina. So these are temporal fibers, these are nasal fibers. So these nasal fibers cross each other and form the optic chiasma, and the temporal fibers travel as it is. So basically what happens is, if in visual pathway, this is after optic chiasma, this is optic tract, and after optic tract, the lateral geniculate, in the lateral geniculate body, these fibers relay. But in case of pupillary pathway, pupillary light reflex pathway, what happens is these fibers from the optic tract, from the optic tract, pupillomotor fibers exit the optic tract, and what they do is that in the midbrain, please mind don't mind my diagram. I'm just explaining. You can, if you want to see a good diagram, I will upload proper notes. So these are pupillomotor fibers. What they do, they don't they live before the lateral geniculate body, and they terminate they terminate they no, they don't, they go like this, not like this, please cut. So what they do is they terminate in pretectal nucleus. So this is a pretectal nucleus, this is pretectal nucleus. And from pretectal nucleus what happens is, so there are two pretectal nucleus and these are Edinger-Westphal nucleus. From pretectal nucleus, these fiber terminate into both sides. From pretectal nucleus to both sides. One side to the Edinger-Westphal nucleus by the internucleate fibers. Basically, these connect pretectal nucleus to the Edinger-Westphal nucleus. These fiber further, what they do is they travel along the preganglion. These are basically preganglionic fibers. There is a ciliary ganglion. This is ciliary ganglion. And these fibers, they travel along the third cranial nerve, which is oculomotor nerve. These are parasympathetic fibers, and further after ciliary ganglion, the postganglionic fibers, they travel along the short ciliary nerve, and this nerve, short ciliary nerve, what it does, it innervates the sphincter pupillae muscle. What it does is and sphincter pupillae muscle is responsible for constriction of pupil. So the main point here is, if light is shown in this eye, so what happens? So this is the whole visual pathway. So this is the whole how the constriction of pupil occurs by the direct pupil light reflex. But for consensual light reflex, the key factor is this, at the pretectal nucleus, the fibers, the internucleate fibers, they terminate on both sides, not just on one side, they terminate bilaterally. So these fibers also are responsible for constriction of this side of pupil. So when light is shown in one eye, the pupil of other eye also constricts. So this is what basically pupillary light reflex is about. Thank you. Like, share and subscribe.